Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel, where we cut through the hype on 2025's biggest releases. And today, we're tackling Paul Thomas Anderson's One Battle After Another, a nearly 3-hour epic that's blending dark comedy, action thriller vibes, and sharp political satire in ways that have everyone talking. So starring Leonardo DiCaprio as a burned-out revolutionary dad thrust back into chaos, this film got some Oscar buzz and also sparked controversy for its bold takes on resistance and power. And we'll break down the spoiler-free plot, my honest pros and cons, and its surprising box office run. So stick around to see if it's worth your time, or it's just another awards season divide. So like if you love this video, and subscribe for more breakdowns on this wild year in cinema. Then let's start with a spoiler-free overview at first, so that you can understand better. So directed by Paul Thomas Anderson and loosely inspired by Thomas Pynchon's Vineland, one battle after another unfolds in a near-contemporary America, gripped by endless conflicts like immigration, authority, and rebellion. And it centers on Bob Ferguson, played by DiCaprio, a once active revolutionary who's now a paranoid and stoner single dad, hiding out with his sharp-witted teenage daughter Willa, who is portrayed by newcomer Infiniti. But when a ruthless army colonel named Stephen J. Lockjaw targets them amid a crackdown on activists, Bob gets pulled into a high-stakes cat-and-mouse game involving his old group, the French 75. Then the supporting roles shine with Teyana Taylor as the fierce leader Perfidia, Regina Hall as a key ally in the resistance, and Benicio del Toro as a quirky sensei, who is helping Bob navigate the madness. So clocking in at 162 minutes and rated R for violence, language, and thematic intensity, the story jumps from explosive raids to intimate family moments, mixing humor with tension as it explores themes of forgotten fights, parental loyalty, and systemic abuse. So with no major spoilers, the film builds to a propulsive finale that ties personal stakes to larger societal battles. And as for its strengths and weakness, this is Paul Thomas Anderson's most ambitious movie, delivering a film that's hilarious, tense, and deeply humanist, but in my view, its sprawling nature can feel overwhelming for casual viewers. So on the strength side, the performances are electric and carry the film's wild tonal shifts. DiCaprio nails a comedic yet vulnerable Bob, blending stoner paranoia with heartfelt dad energy that grounds the satire. Then it's one of DiCaprio's funniest roles, making the audience root for this flawed everyman. Meanwhile, Penn's Lockjaw is a standout villain, oscillating between grotesque humor and chilling menace as a racist, power-hungry colonel, threading the line between caricature and real threat in such a way that's Penn's best in years. Then Infiniti brings fresh intensity to Willa, forming a genuine father-daughter bond that gives the movie its emotional core, while Taylor and Hall deliver powerhouse turns as resilient fighters, adding layers to the resistance narrative. So technically, it's a triumph, because cinematographer Michael Bauman captures the frenzy with unflashy, motion-driven shots that amp up suspense, from border wall vistas to chaotic chases, evoking a sense of constant unease. And Jonny Greenwood's score is bonkers genius, using sparse piano strikes and eerie flurries to mirror the alarm of perpetual conflict, making even quiet scenes pulse with dread. Then the action, raids, standoffs, and a killer car chase finale feels grounded and thrilling, weaving dark comedy into the violence without losing edge, and the script's timely commentary on erasure, white nationalism, and underground history lands as prescient without preaching. So overall, it's a fun, with edge-of-your-seat ride that humanizes rebellion, offering optimism amid the chaos. But as the saying goes, not everything is perfect, and the flaws stem from its sheer ambition. Like the plot gets convoluted with too many characters and timelines, jumping from 80s to modern raids in such a way that demands full attention, so that's why casual fans might zone out during the meandering middle act. Then the pacing is inconsistent, with the first half's bizarre tones clashing before it locks in, and some satirical bits feel disjointed, like endless password gags, that drags if you're not in on the humor. Then the political edge divides, and it's hailed as revolutionary for calling out abuses, But critics on the right slam it as a leftist wet dream, glorifying violence and making it polarizing rather than universal. So on a 1 to 10 scale, it's a solid 8.5 for me, because it's something good to watch. But it might alienate if you want some straightforward thrills over layered satire. But for its box office performance, one battle after another has been a box office battle cry, proving prestige dramas can still draw crowds in a superhero-dominated year. And released on September 25th of 2025 by a major studio push, it opened to over $25 million domestically, smashing Anderson's previous bests like Licorice Pizza by capitalizing on DiCaprio's draw and awards season hype. Then globally, this movie quickly surpassed $100 million in its first 2 weeks, with strong international legs in Europe and limited Asia markets drawn to the political thriller elements. And by October 7th, it's nearing $150 million worldwide, boosted by word of mouth and critical acclaim. Though this movie's marketing costs around $50 million, it's still on track for solid profitability without blockbuster status. And compared to 2025 peers, it outpaces indie dramas, but trails action giants like Superman at $900 million. Then the performance shines despite backlash, like conservative outlets boycotted, hurting some heartland openings, but urban audiences and festivals propelled it, with theaters reporting packed showings for its epic runtime. So it's Anderson's career high, signaling demand for adult-oriented films amid franchise fatigue. So one battle after another is a bold and messy masterpiece that fights for relevance in turbulent times, rewarding patient viewers with laughs, thrills, and thought-provoking depth. Catch it in theaters for the immersive chaos or stream later if the runtime scares you. But overall, it's divisive, but undeniably one of 2025's must-sees.